Hey everyone, welcome to KONA Qualified, where every week I talk about relative to life topics with the goal of making us better together. This week's topic is failure. Let's rock and roll. So failure is a huge source of fear that most people deal with in our society today. Because let's face it, no one likes to fail, no one likes to be considered a failure, and no one likes to be so far out of their comfort zone to where they have the potential to experience failure. Why? Because it's uncomfortable. It's not sexy. It's not pretty. It's not beautiful, right? No one likes to experience it. But I'm here to tell you today that you will not achieve any noteworthy success in your life, whether that's being a great parent, or a great business person, a great athlete, success in your health, whatever it is, you're not going to achieve any sort of success without first experiencing that failure. Because failure gives you an education. Failure is a necessary stepping stone on the pathway towards achieving that success. To think that you're going to live in a world where you're not going to experience any failure at all, you're living in a dreamland. I mean, Alice in Wonderland might be right up your alley, right? But seriously, you're not going to achieve any noteworthy success without experiencing failure first off. So how do we overcome failure though? How do we take action in spite of failure? Well, the way I look at it, the way I take action in spite of knowing I'm going to fail, is I do this. I look at what my life could be like several years down the road. It's called Tony Robbins calls it the rocking chair test, right? And I think about whenever I'm old and gray, all these things that I'm looking back on my life and thinking about things that I should have done, that I wanted to do, that I never did. Maybe that's qualifying for the World Championship. I never did that. Maybe that's launching my own apparel company, KONA Qualified Apparel, and I never did that. Looking back on those things and looking back at all the talk that I gave behind it, like, oh, I'm going to be KONA qualified. I'm going to get there by 2020. Oh, I'm launching an apparel brand that's going to encourage people to make their life magnificent. On all these things, there's just two examples, but I'm sticking with these because they're what I'm experiencing right now in my life. Looking back at those later on in life, that gives me so much more regret to not have done them, to not have pushed through the hard times, pushed through the difficulties, to push through the failures and make it happen, versus just settling for a life of mediocrity and never going for those things. So to help you push forward and push through those times of adversity, think about what your life could be like if you did not take the action, if you did not take the steps towards making your life magnificent. And think about when you think about that, guys, for me personally, that's a huge source of motivation, a huge source of inspiration, because I don't want to live a life of regret. My mission is to live a life worth remembering, knowing that the world was made better because I lived. And if I don't experience failure along the way, there's no way I'm going to live a life worth remembering, and there's no way the world is going to be a better place because I lived, because I would have never been willing to take the action to go out there, to get outside of my comfort zone and make my life magnificent. So I encourage you, take the action and consider what your life will be like if you don't take the action. And you know what? Let fear drive you. Let fear be a reason that compels you to make your life magnificent. But don't let it be a jailer for you. And if you, in fact, have experienced failure, trust me, I've experienced my fair share of failure, especially with my nutrition training on triathlon recently. Oh my goodness. And especially with getting my KONA Qualified Apparel off the ground. Oh my goodness. Tremendous failure on both sides of that. But here's the thing though. I've gone through it and I've gotten an incredible education because I've been willing to put myself out there. I've been willing to put in the time to train. I've been willing to invest some money in the money to be able to get KONA Qualified Apparel off the ground. And I'm making progress in both areas, guys. And that's what's exciting, because as you experience failure, you learn from it. You learn from what does not work, and you're able to go forth and be empowered by what does work. So, two things. Be encouraged with this. Let failure drive you. Let it drive you and compel you. And think about what your life would be like if you don't take the action. If you don't go out and maybe approach that girl or guy that you'd like to have in your life. Or maybe you don't go for that next level position at your job. Or maybe you don't, whatever. I don't know what it is for you. Think about what your life would be like if you don't take that action. Secondly, let failure be a learning lesson for you. Let it give you an education. It can be so much more valuable than the education that you got in college, because college only gives you a certain amount, and once you get into the real world, it's a whole nother animal, right? So I'm sure if you're a college graduate, you've learned that by now. But think about what your life could be like if you don't take the action. Number two, learn from it. Let it give you an education, and then take more action, because as you go forward with an education, you therefore can make a more well-educated decision, because you took that risk, because you took that, and you learn from your failure, and you're able to come back even stronger the next day. So guys, hopefully that encouraged you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel. New videos out every week with the goal of making us better together. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day as always, I'll see you next week.